Thank you, Chairman Crawford, and thank you to our briefers for being with us today in our first public event as part of our bipartisan review of the 9/11 Commission report recommendations led by Representative Stefanik and Representative Gottheimer. Almost a quarter of a century ago, we experienced the worst terrorist attack in U.S. history, killing nearly 3,000 Americans. Over 160 residents of Connecticut were killed in the attacks, many of them from my district. I happened to be in Lower Manhattan that day, and I remember the horror and the terror that permeated the environment, as well as the heroism of the first responders, so many of whom lost their lives. I also remember the remarkable feeling of unity that spanned this country for some period of time afterwards. There really is no more important task for the intelligence community, as well as the intelligence committees, than making certain that we are doing everything we can to prevent such attacks on Americans. The IC, of course, is the first line of defense in counterterrorism. 2 decades ago, the bipartisan 9/11 Commission, established by Congress to investigate why we were unable to identify and stop the 9/11 plot before the attack, outlined just how important the IC's role is. The Commission identified critical failures in intelligence processes that prevented any one agency or analyst from having all the pieces of the puzzle that may have allowed them to identify the plot. The lack of information sharing across agencies was a key problem identified by the Commission, and it remains a priority today. The Commission also highlighted how important it is that we have a team of serious, non-political, deeply expert people looking at this threat who are able and willing to provide insights to senior policymakers, even when those insights may be unwelcome or uncomfortable. It is vital that the intelligence community is able to play that role and not be a part of the political partisan morass. The Commission also issued a number of recommendations to strengthen the IC, including creating the Office of the Director of National Intelligence and the National Counterterrorism Center. Today, we'll have a chance to hear from 3 national security experts who have been tracking these issues for many years. Our witnesses have deep knowledge of how the U.S. national security apparatus developed after 9/11, areas where the IC and the U.S. government more broadly can continue to improve, and the nature of the terrorist threat that the U.S. faces today. With changes across the terrorist landscape, including a decentralized threat from scores of offshoot groups and rising lone wolf radicalization, coupled with novel threats we couldn't have imagined 2 decades ago, like the potential for terrorists to leverage the advances of AI technology, it's vital that the IC is postured to warn against new threats so we can take action to make Americans safer. I look forward to hearing your thoughts, and I yield back.